to start the show. The Good Life with BT. It's Nicole. Welcome to the Good Life.
You are now listening to the Good Life Podcast.
Good Life. Good Life. These boys are crazy.
You are now listening to the Good Life Podcast.
Good Life. What? A Good Life.
Hey, welcome to the Good Life Podcast. My name is David Taylor. Hey, everybody's getting ready. You know, we live in Nebraska here. Everyone's getting ready for football season. We are not going to dive into anything related to the Huskers today. I can tell you that much right now. That is not going to happen today. Our guest today, if you are a fan of college football, I am sure you have seen his videos around on the internet. His team is not somebody you want coming to Nebraska to Lincoln. I can tell you that much for sure. We got Mr. Jermaine, FunnyMaine Johnson, stand-up comedian. He's got the viral videos of how Bama fans watch the games. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
Good, man. Good. I'm glad to have you on, man. I've been watching you. When was the first one you dropped? 2014, right?
2016.
16 was the first year?
Yeah, man. So this
okay.
will be season number 8, I believe, coming up. And it's been amazing, man. But we should definitely talk about the Cornhuskers because I want to know what life is like post Scott Frost for y'all. And y'all got a good new coach in there.
Hold on now. We're gonna have a bone to pick here because I'm not a Husker fan. I'm worse than that. I'm somebody you dog all the time on your videos.
Indulge me. I got to know.
I am a Missouri Tiger fan. So we catch the heat from you worse than we don't really catch heat. It's always just like, why did we let you in our conference?
You know, I would have went with Nebraska, to be honest, but no, I still think Missouri oddly is still getting their feet wet. Of course, they've been to the SEC championship twice. They've had some success.
It felt a little lucky though, didn't it? It felt a little lucky though.
No. You don't win that East by luck. So they had some great teams. They had some great defensive players on those squads, and they were legit, man. And on the basketball side, you know, they've been trying to get back to where we know Missouri can get. They've had some great players in there, so they're quietly always in the mix. But think about it, they made it to the SEC championship before schools like Ole Miss, before Kentucky, before Texas A&M, who came in 2012 with them. So they're low-key in the mix.
They're all right, man. I will say this, since you're going to bring up basketball, man, the last thing Bama needed was to get good at basketball, man. What is that? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, everybody already hated you for football, and then it was like, now we're really good at basketball, too.
Yeah, basketball was the one sport we were waiting on to take that leap, and we waited a long time, and looks like they're doing it under Coach Nate Oates. We've had some great teams and some great players, man. Big Shot Bob, Robert Ory, Antonio McDyess, Latrell Sprewell. We've had some dudes, man, but we just never could get over the hump. And I think when Auburn made it to that Final Four, that kind of accelerated the what we need to do in basketball. So it's good to get there. We still haven't hung up a Final Four banner, man, but we're trending.
Yeah, man. Post. I mean, obviously, we live in Nebraska, man. So Scott Frost, man. It was nasty up here, man. Everybody thought he came to be this prodigal son returns, and I don't know, man. I had this feeling when he was at UCF. I was telling people, like, man, I don't know, man. It was almost like he got handed that team and went undefeated. Yeah. And everyone's like, no, it's Scott Frost. And then, how long did he last? 5 years, Q?
Close to, I want to say maybe 3. I thought it was like 3, but maybe it was. Maybe it was quiet 5.
But, yeah, so, I mean, obviously the Husker fans were so excited when he came back, man. And then, I think it was on one of your videos, dude. You were calling upsets of the week, and I think it was Troy.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was, wasn't it?
I mean, Troy is a school, man. I got so many friends and relationships down there, and I talked to the players, and I just knew, they had that one circle for a while. They were locked in. I looked at what they had returning, and I was like, yeah, they're probably gonna get them.
Yeah, man. After they got rid of Bo Pelini, it went down, man. And I thought getting rid of Bo Pelini, I was like, that's like the worst thing you could ever do.
Nah, it wasn't the worst.
You know?
But I was,
Yeah.
it's so crazy, man, because I think Nebraska is now a generation and a half removed from their glory days. I mean, I knew the legend of Scott Frost in 2000, and especially Tommy Frazier and what he did to Florida in that bowl game. So, they were always a team in the mix through the 80s and 90s, man. And to just see them just fall completely out of the conversation. I mean, do you take a team like Miami? Miami has fallen out of, the conversation, but they're still talked about. I think the U documentary kind of helped them stay relevant. And then their alumni is that roster is unmatched. But Nebraska, they just, like, it's kids now don't know who Coach Osborne is, and that's crazy. He's a legendary coach. So,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So they got I don't know, man. They seem pretty excited. We actually just had Johnny Rogers on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we got him on, and we had Tommy Armstrong on from the Huskers. And we have a few lined up for August to kind of get everybody excited for football season here. But yeah, we actually got the opportunity to go down and meet some of the new coaching staff. So we kind of got a relationship with Gus Felder. I don't know if you know who that is. But he was at Miami. He was at Georgia. He played for Penn State, but now he's the player development coach down in Lincoln.
Okay.
So he came with Matt Rhule from the Panthers.
Yeah.
So, they seem like good dudes, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rhule is a hell of a coach, man. So I'm interested to see what he's gonna do. Wait, Nebraska, they made the leap there. Are they still Big Ten? Okay.
Yeah.
I know they were
so they
bouncing around for some years. Yeah.
When was it? It was the same year that Missouri left, I think, because I think they went to Big
2012,
Ten and then Colorado went Pac-12.
Right.
Yeah, we were all in the Big 12.
Right. And that's what I was wondering. I was trying to tie together, like, do they still play Colorado? Nah.
No, they're playing first or second game. They're going to Colorado this year, though.
Oh, wow.
So they're playing, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Matt Rhule gets to play Deion Sanders game 1.
Yeah, that's going to be
that's going to be something.
It'll be highly watched.
But, yeah, man, back to you, though, man. I mean, so you – it's not copycat. I wouldn't say copycat, but like you started something, man, with those SEC videos. Because there's a lot more of those style videos that have come out since then.
Yeah.
Do you work with any of those guys that do those? Do you talk to those dudes or anything?
I'm always open to, man. Over the years, though, I've only had a chance to work with my guy Scooter McGruder. Man, he reached out early, in our probably that 17 season. We did a collab video and we just stayed in touch. Like, we'll text each other, like, just tips and stuff we're seeing. Like, he's a legit good dude. Of course, yeah, my guys from the SEC Shorts, they live here in Birmingham. My guy Matt, who does some great SEC content, he's here in Birmingham. So we got a little hub, a little dynasty going on here in Birmingham, man. But if anybody out there is doing content, college football, I want to try to link with them, join their podcast, do whatever. I just love talking ball, man.
So how much, because you've been doing stand-up since 2005 or something, I read, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and I've seen your stand-up. It's good, man. Q, I didn't send something to Q that I saw recently. It's probably going to blow his mind, but I guess, so that was like 11 years after you started stand-up, you dropped that video. How much did that help you in the stand-up world? Did it help you a lot? Amazing.
It helped sell a lot of tickets, like, for sure. Because, I think before that, I was just, I was a good comedian, good veteran comedian, but there was nothing that was making a lot of people say, hey, I want to go buy tickets. I could probably sell tickets here in Birmingham because I was on the radio and, I'm just, it's my city, but there was nothing that was appealing to the rest of the world. And then that came along, and then I had to quickly merge the two and see how I'm going to do a show. Like, I'm a pure stand-up. That's my first love. So
okay, that's what I was going to talk about, man. So that's the one I watched recently. Was that Kevin Hart's comedy show, or was that a different one?
Yeah, that was Heart of the City, Kevin Hart show on Comedy Central. And what was so great about that show, we filmed it in we filmed that show in April of 2016. They didn't they didn't air it until October 2016. So the videos were, going pretty good every week, and people were saying he's a comedian, but I had a show at the Start on the week that that the show aired. And after the show aired, people were like, oh, he's a real comedian. And the tickets we sold out 4 shows at the Start on uh, since that Kevin Hart thing aired, and it was just a blessing, man, all around.
I see that you're doing some tours, and I think what's the furthest like west you've gone like recently? Is it like St. Louis the furthest you've gone west?
Way for Seattle.
Really? No, see, I didn't see that date. That's the last one I saw was like St. Louis, and I was like, if he comes through Omaha, man, like we got a funny bone here.
Yeah, no, we did Seattle, Phoenix, LA. So yeah, but Seattle was definitely out there, man. They packed it out. It was a great show.
For real?
Phoenix, whole lot of energy. So it was amazing.
So yeah, do you have any tours coming up for stand up? What do you got coming up in the future here?
I got some fundraiser stuff coming up. But as far as like touring, I try to do the touring in the spring. So this has been my schedule for the past maybe 4 or 5 years. Of course, we'll do the football stuff from like late August to January, February. And, then we'll tour from March till maybe like June. And then I'm on break, man. Got to recharge my batteries June, July, August. And then we do it all over again.
Absolutely. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I just
going out during football season.
Yeah, man. Like I just got back from vacationing with the fam in Florida like a few hours ago.
Yeah,
today,
man.
so.
But the one thing I wondered about your videos, man, is that has any of the schools like really reached out to you that like you burn in the videos or anything? Has anyone like reached out to you just like, hey man, can you calm it down a little bit or anything?
Not just the fans at first were like, they were anti me because, I'm going in on their team. But then if something crazy happened, it flipped. Like after their team started winning, not even against Bama, just after their team wins, they come to the video because they want to be praised. They want their shout out. Like, hey, man, I know you saw us. I know you saw what we did. So you got teams, man, that they like beat up on Vanderbilt or West Community College, and they just want a shout out, man. So it's cool. It's like a totally fun fan interaction thing going on.
I think my favorite ones, which are the rare videos, is if Bama loses, then you bring that alter ego out, man. And that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen, dude.
Yeah, man. It's see, when Bama loses, those are usually the highest viewed videos, but I'm still hurting. But I know I gotta, talk to the congregation, and I know the opposing team, they want to, see what's gonna go on. So it's all this fun stuff with the football culture wrapped up in these videos, man. And it's
I mean,
fun.
like, you're rooting for a good team. So like when Missouri played Bama, I think it was during COVID or the year after, and we lost by like 29 points. I was like, look, man, we did the best against Bama, and we only lost by 29 at that time or something. And in my head, after I got done saying it, I was like, man, that's so sad. Like, that's how good those dudes are, man. That like people were comparing how bad you lost to them and how bad you didn't. So,
man, all part of the fun of the culture, and Bama's gonna lose every so often. So,
So did you have anything like besides go? Because you went to Bama, right?
I went to Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, then took classes at Bama.
Okay. So did you, I guess before and after the videos, do you get to like interact with the Bama football program more now? Or do they like, all right, bring them in?
Not like the current guys. When I get to meet them, it's all love. Like they know who I am. I definitely know who they are. But not like anything official where they like, hey man, we want you to come down to practice. Now they've invited my guy Ricky Smiley down to practice a few times, but That's it. And it's just a love thing, man. And then especially when the guys graduate, we get to link up. We do a podcast every Tuesday with Trent Richardson, Mike McCoy, Reggie Ragland, Antonio Langham. So
nice.
at that,
What's the podcast called?
It's called Hometown Heroes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Love to check
fun,
it out.
man. Like it's just dope. Like they know I'm the fan. I'm the comedian that's gonna talk about what they want to talk about.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the one thing, I guess, the difference between here and there. So if you hang out in Nebraska, you're gonna run into a lot of the bigger name Husker people that were on the Husker teams, and the guys that are from your program that are bigger names. They're going in the first draft usually.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah. But a lot of the guys they come back. They come back, work out. A lot of them come back for the 8A game, just to be around the program. But yeah, a lot of them are working out and stuff, and we just support them. They know it's all love wherever they go. They gonna they got their little ways of giving us a little Roll Tide shout out here and there, man. So it's I know from the outside it looks like a bunch of these guys are just robots and this and that, but nah, man, they're good kids. It's a family thing, with the fans and the program and everything. So it's just a great time to be a Bama fan.
Oh, dude,
man.
Yeah, man. That's I guess that's the fun thing to talk to you about is you're such a big college football fan that there's this question I'm going to ask you, and I bet
Love
you
it.
know what's coming. What do you think about the boys from the Big 12 coming over? The new boys coming. What do you think is going to happen?
To me, it seems excessive, but I'm a college football purist. And again, I've doubted the SEC brass before, and it turns out they were right. So I'm not I'm going to trust them this time. They earned my trust when they moved the conference to 12 in 1992. They brought in South Carolina and Arkansas, started the SEC championship. Everybody thought it was crazy because they used to play it here in Birmingham. And we were like, wait, it looked like we were going to play Florida every year. We're like, okay, why we got to play this extra game? Then the games were just great. And now we know the SEC championship is the most viewed college championship year in and year out. It's its own.
It's usually the championship game, honestly.
Yeah, man. So I doubted them on that. They were right. I doubted them when they wanted to expand with Texas A&M and Missouri. They were right. Some different rule changes. They've been right. So I'm like, okay, let me see how it looks if I just stop being so college football conservative and just trust these guys, and maybe they know what they're doing.
Until the midnight.